I have something to say, and so should you. You should stand up and speak out for what you believe in because that is what makes life meaningful. Henry David Thoreau once said that the mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation, which seems like a pretty terrible fate to me. To be kicking and punching at the walls of a padded room. To be screaming inside, but never allowing the outside facade to crack. To wish so deeply to be yourself, but to know that a wish does nothing. Yeah, it's terrible. But we can change that destiny. We can stand up and refuse to become one of the many silent casualties of this noisy world. We can be more. In fact, there are only 3 steps to it. If we simply reject fear, buy into hope, and most importantly, go first, we can change our fate. Fear. Fun subject, isn't it? It's a fact that the number one fear in America is public speaking, which goes along with the Thoreau quote I shared. Most people silence themselves because they fear rejection. And do you know why that is? For the most part, it's because fear is practically obsolete. Our brains fear rejection because there just isn't much else to fear anymore. We latch on to rejection as a threat because there aren't many other constant threats around us. You see, our brains were programmed to feel fear because 50,000 years ago we had to constantly watch our backs. But we don't live in a world where we have to be afraid of saber-toothed tigers anymore. Fear is so close to useless that nearly 100 years ago, a famous president said that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. And I'm here to add to that today by saying once you realize that fear isn't scary, nothing on God's green earth will be able to stop you. No. Because once you lose fear, you find hope. And hope is the spark of faith, and faith is what leads to action, and action is what defines us. The vast majority of people forget their hope. They set their sights on small things, on short-term pleasures. They forget the days when they had wide eyes and open hearts. They forget the days when they tried to catch starlight, to jump for the moon. And why? Because they realize that buying into hope means renting ridicule. They don't think a temporary purchase of discomfort is worth the invaluable meaning that it will bring along with it. They forget hope because hope is hard, but since when was happiness easy? And yes, I say happiness, because standing up for who you are and what you believe in is the very basis of joy. Now, how do we all tie it together? Simple. We go first. Once you lose fear and find hope, you arrive at a crossroads. This fork in the road gives you a choice. Should you shy away or use your voice? The answer is simple. Stand for what you know. You know that fear takes the light out of your eyes and hope keeps your heart pumping blood. So you know that the only choice is to keep hoping and keep not fearing. You know that the only choice is to not go quietly into that good night. You know that the only choice is to take a chance on yourself and go first. Because if no one goes first, then who will go second? Your actions are what define you. So why not make them count? This, above all, to thine own self be true. Those words are just as powerful today as they were in the day of Shakespeare, and I hope you all take them to heart. I know that you have things that you want to say, and today I want to challenge you to go out and say them. Don't live a life of quiet desperation. Live one of fearlessness, hope, and action. Don't be afraid of discomfort because it leads to glory. Don't forget hope because the light in your eyes is beautiful. Most importantly, do not forget to go first because as Gandhi said, you have to be the change you wish to see in the world. Do not give in. do not fade. Live your own life with intention. Stand up and speak out.